Hey, everybody. Welcome to Radiant Mobile. We are so glad that you joined us here today. We are thrilled that we get to show you this incredible product that we've been waiting for. My name is Suzanne Phillips. I'm part of the Radiant Mobile team. And I have with me today Sherwin Zadat, and he is the Chief Technology Officer. He is going to help us understand and see how this technology works today. And what he will be doing and demonstrating is live. And so we're thrilled to be able to share this with you. Radiant Mobile exists to provide a safe place for families in a digital space. And what we're so excited about is that no one does what we do and no mobile network has what we have. We know that our children are exposed to so much, and in a world where safety is uncertain and distraction is absolutely constant, our children really need more than just another phone plan. They need protection. And that's why at Radiant Mobile, we have built in safety at the network level, as well as free biblical content. So let's talk just a little bit about the problem that we're facing so much in this generation. One is, again, just flat out exposure. The average age for children right now to see porn is 11 years old. 11 years old, and many of the experts believe that it's quite a bit younger. The other alarming statistic is that 58% of the time, people, including our children, are exposed to porn accidentally. And what I mean by that is they're not searching for porn. Porn finds them. And that's just one of the dangerous pieces of content that our children are exposed to. Some of you all may have heard of these challenges like the hanging challenge or the sextortion and those issues that are happening that our children are exposed to, and often they don't even tell us about. And so this technology is going to help you as a parent take back the internet. That's really what we want to do. We want to take back the internet for good. And we believe that you, as a parent, should be the one who determines what your children are exposed to. So we're going to take it back by force, and we're going to show you how. So in the next few minutes, we're going to introduce to you how the blocking technology works. So I'd like to invite Sherwin to go ahead and pull up the app, and we're going to show you how Radiant Shield operates. We're going to do this live so you can watch what it will look like in on your own phone. And so Sherwin, I'm going to turn it over to you. And if you can show, let's start with just the content filtering and walk through what they're able to see on the screen right now.
Thanks, Suzanne. Yeah, hi. So I'm Sherwin, and here I've set up my account. Here you see me as a parent here, and I've also set up an account for my son, David. And you see here we have different kind of content filtering profiles. We pick out different ones that we think are good for parents and different ones that are good for kids. You'll see here like a different set of lists. What we have hard blocked categories. These include pornography, adult games, bombs, cyberbullying, drugs, racism, acts called self-harm, terrorism. These are categories that are blocked at the network level, at the highest level, and this content can't even come over the cell phone tower into your phone. And we secure them at a very high level. They can never be turned off. That's basically the meaning of a hard block. They can never be turned off. They can never come to your phone through the Radiant Mobile network. We also have optional categories. These are things that we give options to you, the parents. We give options like we have certain recommendations ourselves for kids. No gambling, adware, dating apps, dating websites, glamour, which is not pornography, but is different kinds of sexual in nature kind of images, hacking, etc. So you can go through these and you can pick them. We have 120 categories that you could go through and choose different topics that you want. If you want, we give you really a fine-grained control of what you'd like to add in this optional blocking categories. And yeah, so let's say, for example, you'd like to block off, we have a category of astrology. Let's say you don't want your child to be on astrology. You may pick that and add that to here. These are also secured at the highest level. at the network level, the same as the hard blocks, but we just give you, the parent, the choice to add these or not, or to.
Okay, so let's go. Let's go back to the top real quick and let's just walk through. So when you see the red dot next to those categories, those are a hard block. There are no options. If you want to deal with any of those, you don't want this plan because they're not optional. But that second category that you see, optional categories, those with the gambling and the spyware and sexuality, those are by default off. They come by default off. You have the ability to turn those back on should you want to do that, but by default, they will be blocked at the highest level of security as well. And then that additional 120 options, those are things that you would then go in and go through the list yourself. And what I love about this, even as a parent, is there might be something on that list that you want to block for a 10-year-old, but for an 18-year-old, you don't want to block. And so when you saw Sherwin and then his son David, you can have as many children up there as you want. And those can individually be managed and blocked according to age and stage, or just your children better than anybody else as a parent. So that's really important to understand that all of it, once blocked, is all blocked at the highest level of security. You have various levels of control as parents. So that's awesome.
That's right.
Let's roll down to that. Is there anything else in that category you think that's important, Sherwin? If not, we will roll down to the screen time.
Yeah, let's go into the screen time. Um, and this is really a great opportunity for you to have control over your kids' internet connection uh, at any time you want. We've all been there where like you just can't get your kids off the phone, right? And and wouldn't it be just great if you could just like uh, push a button and just stop their internet? Well, you could do that here. You just press quiet time and boom, you got all their internet disconnected. Now that nothing works, no internet, no online games, no YouTube, none of their apps, none of their social media, nothing works anymore. You could do it just like with a click of a button. If you want, you could specify how long that should be. So you just say like, let's say 2 hours and walk away, or you could, just turn it back on whenever you want. And that's really great because you may not even be home. You may be out on the road and you just want to just make sure your kids are off their devices right now.
That's great. Again, what I love about that as a parent is so often we have the stations where everybody, is asking. This is awesome for parents to have a place where the phones go at night or at 9 o'clock at night, all phones and all technologies out of the bedroom. What's so awesome about this is you don't need another phone. You don't need another app. You're not playing whack-a-mole trying to turn everything off and everything down. It's that one switch. And so if you say no Wi-Fi in your home after 9 p.m., it all happens on that switch. And so it's a really powerful and a tool of ease for parents. But let's talk just a second about block time and how's block time
Mhm.
different than quiet time.
Block time is really for scheduling. If you want to set up different rules in your household, I like for example, here we have homework time. What I've done is I've gone and I've picked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, weekdays basically, and from 4 to 6, we are blocking the internet. The whole internet's blocked on their phone. So David can't use his phone from 4 to 6 on weekdays because he's got to focus on his homework. We give you this flexibility. You can make these schedules per child. You can have as many of them as you want. You can make one for the weekend, one for homework time, another one for. You may want to say, I want to make sure he doesn't wake up in the middle of the night and use his phone. You could do that as well.
It's just a great, great tool for parents. And in this arena of blocking, let's talk a little bit about if there's a specific, let's say, website that a parent wants their child to have access to, or vice versa. There's a specific one that's not listed. Can you talk to us a little bit about the exceptions and the whitelist and the blacklist, just so that we have the fullness of what is available?
Sure. And this is really, again, just to give you, as the parent, the ultimate choice and freedom and flexibility. For example, you may block a certain kind of like a category, um, gaming or something like that. And, you may want to allow a certain website for your child, or you may want to block like a category like astrology, and but your child has to do a homework assignment on a specific website that happens to be blocked, and they come to you and they're like, mom, dad, I need to get access to this website. Well, what you could do is you could do that with the whitelist feature. You just type in the address of the website, and now you have access. Um, Now, these will only work for the optional categories. They will not allow anyone to enter in pornography, adult games, or the extreme stuff. But in all the other stuff that's optional that you can control, you can add them to the whitelist. Optionally, the blacklist is sort of the same idea in reverse. That's where, like, let's say you do want to allow a certain category, but just this one thing is you just got to block this one website. And I could tell you, like in my scenario, my kids love Star Wars, and they'll go hours and spend time on these like fan forums reading Star Wars. Nothing wrong with that. It's nothing bad, but maybe it's a distraction. Maybe it's taking too much of their time. So I can just go in the blacklists and add in that website right here and just help themselves not be distracted and spend too much time. So
That's
that's
great.
whitelist and blacklist. Yeah.
That's great. I want to do just one other, just quick demo so that parents can see.
Mhm.
And I'll just tell this little story that we were as a team doing a demo a couple of weeks ago. And there's with the work that I do, there's a specific website that I know that I'm not fond of and have a lot of information about. And I was able to just say, hey, could we look this one website up? And it's called the trevorproject.org. And as I did, no one on the team knew what I was talking about. This wasn't something that had been tested. We literally tested it live. And I want to just show you what happened and what happens when you look. So you can see that Sherwin was able to just put that website in, and this is what it will look like. If your child or even as an adult, you're trying to find something that has a hard block on it, this is the screen. So, Sherwin, is there anything else that you want to share just about that? This was very powerful for me to be able to see it live and to be able to understand what was going. But is there anything else as our technology guy that you want to share about this?
Yeah. So this is what you'll see, as Suzanne said. Any website you go to, you won't see this. But another really great thing is if you um, it's not just the websites, but if you actually go to Google itself, and sorry, you go to Google itself, and you search up, let's say, pornography. You try to search up pornography, and you go to images. That's something people do sometimes. They just go and look for images. Usually on a regular browser, you would start to see explicit images here. But in our technology, the network is forcing Google to use safe search. On a
Mm,
regular on a regular browser, that would be a check mark that you would have to turn on or off, and you can just easily turn it off. Safe search, turn it off. We make sure that safe search is always on, so there's no explicit content coming up in this image searches.
that's awesome. So that's really what we wanted to show you in terms of the blocking. But I did want to talk a little bit about just emergency protection and what happens if someone tampers with the security system that is built in. So we're going to talk about that. And then, as you know, parents, technology is always evolving and always expanding.
Uh,
And our kiddos, many of them are way ahead of us with how to get around things and are looking to tamper. There is a feature that's built in, and I would love for Sherwin to show you what happens if that tampering starts to take place in your home.
Yeah, Suzanne. So we know kids always trying to, hack into things and tamper with it. And we deal with this in three ways. First of all, Radiant Shield has a mechanism to reactivate itself if it detects it's been turned off. So if a kid ever tries to turn it off through any kind of tampering on the system, Radiant Shield will turn it off. Now, if they continue to try to do this, and they try turn it off, they put way more effort. What happens is they're going to start to get like these Amber Alert like messages. And this is like coming up on their phone, blocking the whole screen and telling them that Radiant Shield has been tampered with, and they cannot basically continue. These messages will continue to come on their screen, and it's something that they're going to really need to address and stop any kind of attempts of tampering. Now, we also will send a notification to the parent. We'll let the parent know that the Radiant Shield is being tampered with. And one thing just to note, that we do not actually go and tell on kids. We keep some level of privacy. We don't say what websites they're going to or anything like that. We just tell them if they're trying to turn off Radiant Shield. Radiant Shield will do the job to protect them. It'll do the job to make sure they're not on anything, but they just gotta have to not try to mess with it. And so the parents will know. They'll have an opportunity to come and see if the child is trying to tamper with it. And as a final measure, what we do is, if we see if kids are really being persistent and really trying to tamper with the system, we will throttle their data bandwidth. What that means is that instead of getting high-speed internet, they're now going to get like really slow. Enough to use email, messaging, important stuff that you would want your kids to have in order to be able to reach them when they're at school or coming home from school or anything like that. But loading websites, loading images, and for sure with videos won't play. It'll just be too slow.
Awesome. So we're thrilled that there's that level of protection. And even in emergency situations, we're able to kick into high gear, let parents know what's going on. Again, giving you back control, not just over your own habits with technology, but for your family. And so in terms of the protection, this is sort of the end of the demo for the protection, but we don't stop there. With Radiant Mobile and with your plan, every plan comes with free biblical content that's built into this network service. And so when you receive the firewall, you also receive, we don't just take the bad stuff out. We're really working to put the good stuff in. And so you are able to share with your family. There's tons of stuff for adults, there's tons of stuff for kids, but it's great biblical content, and it comes only with the plan. This is not an app you can go get for yourself. It's built in. And so we want to show you just quickly in the app what's available. So let's run through those other. This is Radiant Spotlight. And Sherwin's going to just kind of scroll through, but Radiant Spotlight is really the place. It's sort of the home, and it's where all the latest and greatest, the new content is being dropped, whether it's interviews, it's scripture, it's the latest video for your child. It's all going to be here on Spotlight, and this will just keep you abreast of all the new that is dropping. So you can see great quality in terms of the interviews, and our kids' content is just phenomenal. So think of Spotlight as our home. And then if you want to go a little bit deeper, we would move over into Radiant Life. So let's show them Radiant Life real quick and sort of how that's categorized. You'll notice here that these will be interviews with personalities like Christians, scholars, faith leaders. There will also be a section where it's the Word of God, devotions, and testimonies. You can see there's parenting content and interviews with both experts and parent journeys, helping to equip parents. There will be interviews with athletes and Christians that are in Hollywood that are really living out their faith. So Radiant Life is full and jam-packed with tons of content. There's also a series for apostles and saints that are just great content for teens and adults that you can see. So there's much there. And then in addition to Radiant Life, we have Radiant Kids, and we're super excited to share with you what's happening for Radiant Kids. You can see the quality, but these are videos that will help teach your children the Word of God. It's very exciting. There are games. It's gamified. They will learn it and then be able to demonstrate that they know and Sherwin, is there anything about just Radiant Kids and what we're doing there in terms of the games and what's available for parents so they can kind of see what's at Radiant Kids?
Yeah, Radiant Kids, we're really excited to be featuring stories narrated by iconic characters. Characters like Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, Pinocchio. Um, these are really like classic characters that we have exclusive license to at Radiant that we're able to create for Bible stories. So your kids can get amazing stories narrated by these characters. And we want to provide this content to your kids as an educational experience, but we also want them to keep engaged. And for that purpose, we gamify it with our gaming experience. So after a child watches a video, they'll be able to now play a game based on that content of the video, earn points, and get real prizes from winning at these games. So let's show a little bit of this. Here's like a trivia based game. It asks you a question about, here we have Adam and Eve, the story of the garden in Eden. And you know, you press the right one and you earn a star. And if you go through these are fun games. They're with animation and audio and really help the kids to have fun and have a great experience here. Um, and let's just go through it. You'll see that at the end, we also like end with a really teaching experience. Kids will able to like get like a spiritual teaching experience at the end of the game, and
And
you
then,
earn
yeah,
points. Yeah.
go ahead. I want to
Mhm.
show what happens when they get their stars and what's available for them to win because I think the
Yeah.
parents
It's
super
yeah.
excited.
So yeah, so here's like our leaderboard section really in the real games, and you see like here I've earned four points for my games that I just played, and every month we're giving $1,000 in cash and prizes based on these points to up to 3 winners. So
Very
we think this
exciting.
will it'll incentivize your kids to learn scripture.
Absolutely. And then show just quickly the discounts. We also have exclusives with Christian companies. So, as a part of the plan, you will also receive discounts and coupons for various Christian companies throughout the country. So, that
Mhm.
really wraps up our demo here of how the app works and what's available on it. And we are thrilled that you joined us here today. We hope that this helped you see what's coming and that you'll be excited to share with us. We really believe that this is a practical solution to a spiritual problem that we're facing in our nation, and we're giving back the internet to parents and to you so that you can control your experience. Thanks for being with us today.